Hey, it's Mike. I am back, and I am ready, man. Oh, let me tell you, I'm ready. Let's who do we got? We got fake human. Hey, man, good to see you here. Yep, and we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna. I got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I know. I hope there's a lot of you brainwashed friggin' Hare Krishnas out there freaking out about your gurus in jail, and people calling it this pedophile cult. Look at my hair. My hair is all woo. You friggin' brainwashed Hare Krishnas are out there freaking out because your pedophile guru is in jail. Well, ha! I'm here to celebrate that just one, but we got one down and we got like 80, 100 and whatever more gurus to throw in jail. That's what we need to do. So I'm here celebrating that this fucker is in jail. Hey, Ezra, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I am celebrating that this guy is here. If I had my little chingies, man, I would be chinging and I would be dancing because this is where this fucker deserves to be. They all deserve to be in jail. And I'm going to celebrate while I can because to be honest with you, this fucker's going to be out of jail and they're going to be acting like nothing ever happened. Meanwhile, what friggin' Swami goes to jail? Why is he in jail? And I don't care that it's Russia and that they're corrupt and this and that, then you don't go. No, but he's the traveling monkey. Diary of a traveling monkey. And he's got to go everywhere. He's got to be on a permanent vacation, going here, going there. I go to Russia, I go to Ukraine, I go to Rishikesh, I'm a traveling monkey, playing my little chinky chinks, gank, 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 gank. Friggin' throw his ass in jail, because meanwhile, while he's doing all that, I'll show you what he's doing. I'm going to show you exactly what this fucker does. So I'm here to celebrate that he's in jail. Friggin' piece of shit. Yeah, I'm confused. I'm confused about that one. But I agree. I agree 100% with fake human every time. So let's get right in there. Let's do the opening.
Hello?
Hello.
All right, man. I got to play something. I got to play something, man, because, okay, in honor of this Indrayumna Swami being in jail, let's just go ahead and... Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Unga!
Yeah, so all you Hare Krishnas are out there and you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? And I don't give a shit. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't even know where to start. I'm in such a good mood because rarely do you get good news like this. This is like rarely do you get, and I know he's gonna get off, and I know they're gonna let him go, and everything's gonna be like he didn't do anything. And but seriously, man, he's like mugshot Swami now. On the phone I call Hot Lips, man. Call Hot Lips because we're doing Chaitanya Charitamrita. We're gonna get to the Chaitanya Charitamrita, but first let's take a look at I want to say that I got a message, and it said, I don't even know, do I have it here? You know, and this is the crap that cult people say. Um, it says, I understand you guys faced a lot of difficulties and bad things in and from ISKCON, but don't turn completely bitter. I see you guys are bashing anything and everything. I expect some critical thinking, genuine criticism. I expect some, some grammar and some English and the right use of words. But but I know you. I know you're from ISKCON, so what can I say? I expect some critical thinking, genuine criticism, etc. Please have some soft part left in your heart. Okay, well, no, you don't want critical thinking and genuine criticism. That's not what you want. Okay, you don't want critical thinking, because if you were using critical thinking, you would have left this cult a long time ago and you wouldn't be trying to defend it. You would see what's really going on. So you're not about critical thinking. And genuine criticism, I've been giving genuine criticism of this cult through the Vedabase, through Prabhupada's books, through his lectures, through his conversations, through videos, through all sorts of media, directly from the source. I'm not making anything up. All of this is coming from ISKCON and Prabhupada himself. And this is my genuine criticism of these things. So why are you saying that there's no critical thinking or genuine criticism when that's all there is? Okay, that's all I've been giving is critical thinking and genuine criticism. So, and what I've come to understand is this is a dangerous pedophile cult. Dangerous human trafficking, child marriage promoting, pedophile promoting, and because if you're promoting child marriage, you're basically promoting pedophilia. It's the same thing. Marrying underage 12-year-old girls and 11-year-old girls to grown men, marrying them, that's pedophilia. That's encouraging pedophilia. I can't put it any clearer. If I could speak multiple languages, I'd say it in Japanese, I'd say it in Russian, I'd say it in Armenian, I'd say it in every language I could, but I don't. I don't speak other. I only speak English. It's not hard. It's not hard to figure out. It's not hard to see. It's just not. And because it's a pedophile protecting, promoting, you get all of this kind of crap. But I don't have a soft place in my heart for people that abuse children and abuse women, abuse anybody. I don't have a soft place. And saying that only we suffered and that somehow our suffering doesn't count. You faced some difficulties and some bad things. Like those bad things aren't there. It's just we somehow kind of came in, I don't know what happened, right? You can't explain that. But minimize all the children that have been abused. Minimize all the women that have been abused. Minimize all the abuse that all of us have been, all the people that watch my videos, all of their abuse and all the abuse that they talk about. You want to just minimize that. Say, well, yeah, you guys suffered, but, hey. Meanwhile, you don't want to accept any critical thinking or genuine criticism. So when we bring up all these issues that directly cause the abuse, you don't want to face that. You don't want to face that. And then you want to just say, the abuse that you suffered, well, that's really, hey, that's just you. Well, who else is there except us? This is ridiculous. And that's the thing that cult people want to do. They want to go, well, you suffered, but, not, no. What are you talking about? Now you're defending their abuse towards everyone else. It's insanity that these cult people can't understand what's going on. Well, that's why they're in a cult. If they understood what was going on, they'd get out. They can't understand it. They can't understand just a simple, justice for little girls. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Hey, it's Kooky Falcon, man. I'm glad you landed. I'm glad you landed here. What time do you usually typically stream? It's 1 a.m. where I'm at. Last time I think it was midday. Yeah, you know, I'm on the other side of the world. I'm in Southeast Asia. I'm in Southeast Asia, so for me, it's like whenever it's convenient for me, because I know nobody's in my time zone. I know, like maybe one or two people are in my time zone, you know. So, but sometimes I do it late at night because then I can get people early in the morning, or sometimes I do it. I've been doing it this time the last few days. Last few times I've been doing it this time. It just seems like I did it once and a bunch of people popped in and I said, oh, well, okay, maybe I should be streaming at this times, but I apologize. And I apologize for that. I think I'm going to start trying to do it around this time from now on, midday. See, this is midday for me. So I'm not really sure. Okay. So this guy's in jail. Let's take a look at this guy, okay? Before we get into anything else, let's look at this guy and see. And I'm not even going to say anything. This is his video. This is his video. Let's see what we got going on here.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama. Whoa! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Kirtan! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, everybody! Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay. I don't know if anybody noticed. Yeah, okay. Hey, Howard Johnson, man. Hey, I'm glad you're here to see this. Okay. I'm sorry about the time zone thing. I'm sorry about the whole time zone thing. Fake human. Yeah, there you go. Fake human is on the nose, on the nosy with the fake human. Poor people. Yeah, those poor people. It's sad. It's sad. That's what happens when you scam innocent people. Yeah. So let me just say. I want to say here. I'm gonna play this again. I'm gonna play this again, and I want you to just pay. Watch this again. Just take a look, okay? And
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Whoa! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Kirtan! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Everybody! Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I'll get it, guys. Don't worry. Here we go. Okay. So after watching that again today, did you guys notice? Did you notice something this is easily different than any other Hare Krishna kirtan or any other Hare Krishna kirtan. And I'm gonna give a shout out to anybody who just says it. It's so easy to see. It's so easy to see. Why this is so different, and I'm gonna even show you. I'm even gonna show you like. I'm gonna show you a kirtan here. Let me bring one up. That's okay. Let's see. All right, so we have a winner. We have a winner. That large of a crowd, that silent. Nope, no, that's not it. They think it's all fun and games. Yeah, they do. They think it's all fun and games. I don't even get it. Now we have, and the winner is Ezra. It's only females. Now this video that this guy, this video that this guy put out, he made this video. This is his people made this video, and there's only there's no men in it except right at the end. There's like 2 seconds. Like there's 1 second of one. There's like 1 second of two guys, and then 1 second of two other guys at the very end. It's all women. It's all women on the stage. He's singing. There's women dancing behind him. It's all women here. Look, it's all. This is a big. This is Kiwi Palooza. And he is in ecstasy. Oh, this is Rath Yatra. Okay, this is Rath Yatra. Look, and not only is it all females, it's little girls too. A lot of little girls up there. Little girls in the video. It's all females on stage dancing and sitting with him. All females in front dancing. They're all the ladies, all the little girls. There's some more little girls. There's some more little girls dancing. Oh, there's a guy. There's one guy. There's another. Let's put another guy in there. Okay, back to the women. We gotta get back to the women. And oh, look at the armies are having fun too. Oh, let's have two more guys. Oh, now back to the women. Back to the women. And then we'll show Guru Day for a minute. And of course, he's the traveling monkey. And I mean, it is so obvious because Hare Krishnas never have the women around dancing and just all like the whole. It was Coochie Palooza. This guy, he had the dancers, the singers, the dancing audience. He's got his little girls. He's got his Karmi women. He's got the Sari women. He's got every night. It's like the UN Women's Conference, and he made sure to show it. And that's what he's promoting is, hey, you come follow me. I got all these women, man. I got women up there. Here, I got so many women. I got big ones. I got little ones. I got young ones. I got old ones. I got all these women. I got a couple guys. But get back to the women, okay? I got women in my entourage. I don't go nowhere without women. I got lots and lots of women. he is Coochie Ananda, this guy. He is loving it. He is loving it. He's like Trivikram, but a little younger. And like he's like, I don't care. He's like, I don't care. I'm just gonna surround myself with all the women I can. He's like Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman. He's like, I can. This guy is like, he can smell the kiwi from 50 paces. It's like, hey, wait, there's a woman. I can smell. This guy is like the creepiest. You know how creepy he is? I'm going to show you exactly how creepy he is. Because then we got to get to the Chaitanya Charitamrita. But I'm going to go back to one of my earlier videos because I don't know where this video, I don't even know if this video is on the internet anymore. But luckily I put it in one of my shows, so I have it forever. And lo and behold, here it is. And let's watch this video again, because I know we watched it a long time ago. But in honor of him being in jail, in honor of him being Esdra wins the prize. It is a clown show. It is it's a circus, man. What a circus of kiwi! It's a circus of kiwi, and you know when these guys are around, when oh my god, this is so funny. It is so hilarious, I'm telling you. The kiwi, okay, so let's get into it with this. Let's watch this. Let's watch this perv in action. And if you see me in this video younger with short hair and I look a little, don't laugh or nothing.
History repeats itself. In the following footage, you will see clear evidence of totally inappropriate physical contact between teenagers and young children. This type of physical contact has been identified by child protection groups as sexual grooming by a pedophile. Touch your child in your presence so that he or she thinks that you are comfortable with the touching. This act might be as simple as strapping an arm over the child's shoulder or asking for a hug to say goodbye. Be aware of your child's reactions to other adults' touches. Does your child's...
This is such a cult. There I am. That all these women are standing around watching this guy groping this little... Okay, I can say it now. Where am I? All those ladies standing around watching this guy grope this little girl. And he gropes her some more. And it's disgusting. And it was disgusting back when I had short hair, and it's disgusting now too. Let me just tell you, it is... There's some more groping going on. Look at him, he's got his arm around. She doesn't want to be there. Look at that. Like, she doesn't like it. All these ladies are standing around watching it. It's so friggin' disgusting. It's so disgusting. It is so, ugh. I'm, God. I don't know if I don't know if you're shocked at me 8 months ago, or if it's what he's doing, but it is disgusting. Why does he need to do that? Why does he need to do that with that little girl? Why is touching her so important for him? I thought he's a sannyasi. I thought he's not supposed to be doing that. I thought he's supposed to be in control of his senses. Why does he have to touch her? Obviously she doesn't. Obviously she don't like it. That is so friggin' creepy. And look at him. Look at that old man. He's not her grandfather. He's not her uncle. He's not anything. He's just a creepy old cosplaying pervert. And he's got his hands all over this little girl. And her mom is not doing anything about it. Oh, she can't do anything about it. Why? Because he's some holy man? All of these women are standing. Look at she's trying to get away from him. Look at him, and he's just like right there. I mean, I don't even want to watch this. I feel I'm disgusted watching it. He's doing it. Everybody who watches that, everybody watching that should feel disgusted and should be saying, "What the fuck is he doing?" If that was Governor Newsom of California, or any man, the senator, a senator or this or that, and he's sitting around and he's got some little girl and he's rubbing on her and she's trying to get away and he's hugging her and rubbing her stomach and down below, and all the people are standing. They'd be going, "Excuse me, Governor, can I have my daughter back?" And then people will be saying, "Well, what the hell was the governor doing?" People were freaking out when Joe Biden was just like, getting too close to a little girl, and there was absolutely nothing sexual going on. People freaking out over that. Can you imagine if Joe Biden had this, was like, "Come here, daughter," put her on her lap and rubbing on her body? I don't even want to watch the rest of this. It gets more and more disgusting as. We don't need to watch any more of that. I don't think we need to watch any more of that. There is one. I mean, he is in jail. I mean, he does belong there. I mean, look, he wants that little girl to be like over next to him. He's touching her. He's stroking her hair, her ponytail. Obviously she don't like it. Obviously she doesn't feel comfortable with this. He's always got to be touching these little girls. Like, what is he, Grandpa Swami or something? No way. He's molester pot, and he just. I'm telling you, man. If he had the opportunity with one of these little girls, I'm telling you, man. You can't tell me he ain't grooming these girls and he ain't getting enjoyment out of that. You can't tell me he ain't getting off on touching these little girls, man. There's no way. I mean, he ain't in control of anything, man. He's sitting there in his orange outfit acting like he's Mr. Swami, and he's got to rub and touch these little girls. And then he's sitting on a stage surrounded by women with little girls dancing in front of him and women dancing, and and he's got these karmi women, and they're not dressed in saris, they're dressed in karmi clothes, looking attractive and trying to be sexual, and he's got them up there dancing in front of him, and he puts them in his video. You can't tell me this guy ain't a perv, man. You just can't. Masquerading as a holy men don't do that. You can't convince me. And no pain meds. Man, you can't. That's what I'm saying, man. They're all in on this, and you can't tell me. That's why you look at that. You look at that, and you go, well, that's why these kids were abused in the schools, because if these people stand around and it's going on right in front of them. You think they care what's happening 300, 400 miles away or 4,000 miles away? They're off playing Hare Krishna, cosplaying as a Hare Krishna while their kids are in Mayapur or Vrindavan getting abused. You think they care? This guy's got little girls sitting on his lap and all those people standing around and watching him, afraid to say anything or not smart enough to say anything. It's friggin' insanity, man. And then people have the nerve to tell me you need a soft place in your heart for this and your trauma of this. When my daughter was molested by these freaks and they all sat around and didn't do anything either, you could tell me that it's my fault. I'm this and I'm that. I'm the fallen soul and fuck them. Fuck them. They got a lot of fucking nerve, man. A lot of fucking nerve when this shit's going on. This shit's going on right under their nose. It's in their books. It's in the teachings. There's even worse shit than this. I don't think there is worse shit than this. And then they're going to fucking tell me I'm this and I'm that and I'm a fallen soul and I'm fucking A, man. Wake the fuck up. It's disgusting to see a man do that. It's disgusting to see him with his hands all over those little girls, rubbing her hair, doing all that. That is sexual. There ain't nothing but sexual to him. I'm blessing her. What the fuck? Blessing? He ain't blessing shit. What's wrong with the people in the crowd? Where's the mother and father? They're standing right there. That's what's so disgusting. You think those kids are there by themselves? No. The father's sitting right there. The mother is standing right there. The mother's sitting right there. The daughter's looking at her going, Mama, can you get this guy's hand? The daughter's afraid to say anything. The whole thing is disgusting. And these Hare Krishnas want to defend this shit. They want to defend it. They want to say, well, Mike, you're this and you're that. No, I'm going to show you. In just a minute, I'm going to read from their goddamn books and show you just how fucking disgusting they are. He's a filthy old man. Filthy man. Why? He's a holy man. You show me a holy man that does that. A holy man. They talk about karmis are this and karmis are that. Well, you know what? We might be meat-eating, hamburger goblins, Joe Six-Pack, whatever the fuck you want to call us. But you know what? We can see a pedophile when we see one, and we know what to do with one when we see one, and we know pedophile literature when we see it, and we know pedophile literature when we read it. We know that. Fucking A, man. I haven't watched that video in a long time, but fucking that pissed me off watching that. And to know that he gets away with that. And that's him on film, and they deleted that video. They don't want no one to see that. They don't want no one to see that. But you know he does that all the time. That's normal for him. He just says, hey, turn the camera off when I'm meeting the kids. He thinks he's transcendental this and transcendental that. Fucking A, man. You gotta, those parents are fucking insane. Those parents are fucking insane. They think that man is giving them some kind of transcendental knowledge. That's why I'm saying he no different than no Gora Hari, any of these fucking pieces of shit. I'm disgusted, man. Now watching that video, fucking, well, you know, let's say, well, Mike, Mike, where did all that shit come? What makes him think why does he think he can do that? Mike? Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked, audience. I'm glad you asked why he thinks, and the audience and the people there in his audience think that that's okay. Why do they think that's okay? And why does he think that that's okay? Let's take a look. Let's go to Prabhupada's books, right? We got to go to Prabhupada's books. Law books for the next 10,000 years, right? Of course they are. So let's take a look at what Prabhupada says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila 5:9. I'm not going to read all this crap. Where am I here? Let's have another class. We're going to have a class here. We're going to have a Chaitanya Charitamrita class from the Veda base. From the Veda base itself. And so, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so here we go. Chingy ching. Fuck all that shit. And let's see what these disgusting books have to say. The Chaitanya Charitamrita by Prabhupada, by Prabhu Fraud, Antya-lila, chapter 5, text 9, I guess. Translation. I see that you have acquired a taste for hearing talks regarding Krishna. Therefore, you are extremely fortunate. Not only you, but anyone who has awakened such a taste is considered most fortunate. Ooh, okay. You say so. Let's see. Let's see. I gotta get going here. Okay. Okay. Translation. A person who properly performs his regulative duties according to Varna and Ashram, but does not develop his dormant attachment for Krishna or awaken his taste for hearing and chanting about Krishna, is certainly laboring fruitlessly. And then a purport by Prabhupada, it says, this is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam. And a purport by Sri Mukunda is, of course it is, because you guys plagiarize each other's books and call them your own. And that's what you do, is you put your other quotes in your own book. So, of course it is. Let's see, what else? Translation. Pradyumna Mishra, being thus advised by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, went to the home of Ramananda Roy. There, the servant of Ramananda Roy gave him a proper place to sit down. He said, just have a seat, have a seat over here. A purport. He said, have a seat over here and chill for a second. And translation. Unable to see Ramananda Roy immediately, Pradyumna Mishra inquired from the servant, who then described what Srimad Ramananda Roy was doing. He said, oh, I got to wait for this guy? What's he doing that I got to wait? Why is he what's he doing that's so important? He can't see me right now. What's going on? To call someone fortunate for meeting the cult and the people in it is a cult tactic, 100%. Absolutely. Everything done in this cult is a cult tactic. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so he says, absolutely, man. Translation. There are two dancing girls who are extremely beautiful. They are very youthful. And they are expert in dancing and singing. Okay. All right. Let's see. Srila Ramananda Roy has taken these two girls to a solitary place in his garden where he is teaching and directing them to dance according to the songs he has composed for his drama. Purport: the drama being rehearsed by Ramananda Roy and the two young girls was the well-known Jagannath Vallabha Nataka. The songs and dances were meant for the pleasure of Lord Jagannath. Therefore, Ramananda Roy was personally giving instructions on how to sing and dance for the drama. Okay. Please sit here and wait for a few moments as soon as he... Translation. Please sit here and wait for a few moments. As soon as he comes, he will execute whatever order you give him. Yeah. Yeah, you got that right. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, the blooming flower. He will execute whatever orders you give. Translation. While Pradyumna Misra remained seated there, Ramananda Roy took the two girls to a solitary place. Yeah, I bet he did. I bet he did, man. Because, you know, he's not going to do that right in front of this guy. He's not going to do this right in front of this guy. He's going to take him to a solitary place. A solitary place. Okay. Here we go. Translation. With his own hand, Sri Ramananda Roy massaged their bodies with oil and bathed them with water. Indeed, Ramananda cleansed their entire bodies with his own hand. So he cleansed their entire bodies. So that leads me to believe that he cleansed their entire bodies, including their private parts. He's cleansing their entire bodies. It doesn't say, you know, he washed their face and hands, their feet. He washed their feet and then he drank the water, or, you know, no. It says with his own hand, Srila Ramananda Roy massaged their bodies with oil and bathed them with water. So he gave them a bath, is what he did. He gave them a bath and he cleansed their entire bodies with his own hand. So he pretty much gave them a bath. And even Prabhupada says that they were young and they were naked. But anyway, let's go on with what it says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Translation. Although he dressed the two young girls and decorated their bodies with his own hand, he remained unchanged. Such is the mind of Srila Ramananda Roy. So he's got these two young girls. I don't know how old they are. He hasn't said yet, but Prabhupada definitely has said in his lectures on the Chaitanya Charitamrita. He gave a series of lectures a couple times, I believe in 75 or 76. But he says that these were young girls. These were definitely young, definitely young underage girls. So although he dressed the two young girls and decorated their bodies with his own hand, he remained unchanged. Such is the mind of Ramananda Roy. So I don't know. Yeah, he sure did. He sure did, boy. He sure did. But he remained unchanged. So I don't know. He was either. This is what it tells me. There's only two. I'll get into this later. Well, okay. He says here. While touching the young girls, he was like a person touching wood or stone, for his body and mind were unaffected. Okay, so what was he touching that he has to elaborate and say that while he was touching these young girls, he was like a person touching, he wasn't feeling anything. It's like, I mean, what is he inferring, or what is the inference of what he's saying? Okay, he just told us that he gave them a bath with his own hand. He cleansed their entire body. And while he was cleansing their entire body and touching them, his mind and body were unaffected, which means his body. He didn't get an erection, and he wasn't. That's what he was like touching wood or stone. He was like, so he didn't get an erection. He wasn't having any sexual thoughts. His mind was totally cleansed. So was Ramananda Roy? I don't know. Was he gay? Was he gay or you know? He was either, I don't know. He was either gay. He was either a pervert. I don't know. He was teaching him how to dance too. So and sing and dance these female roles in this thing. And so I don't know if maybe he was a little, I don't know what's going on, or he was just a dirty old man. I'm not sure what Srila Ram. Okay, translation. Let's get back to translation. Srila Ramananda Roy used to act in that way because he thought of himself in his original position as a maidservant of the gopis. So he's trying to say that. Let me get through this. Thus, although externally he appeared to be a man, internally in his original spiritual position, he considered himself a maidservant and considered the two girls gopis. So here he, purport by Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in his Amrita Pravaha Bhasya, Srila Ramananda Roy composed a drama named Jagannath Vallabha Nataka, and he engaged two young girls who were professional dancers and singers to demonstrate the ideology of the drama. Such girls, who are called Devadasis, are still employed in the temple of Jagannath. They are called Mahari. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Okay. Srila Bhaktivinoda, such girls are called Devadasis. Because they are meant to play the parts of gopis. He engaged two such girls because they were meant to play the parts of gopis. He taught them how to awaken thoughts like those of the gopis. Because the gopis are worshipable personalities, Ramananda Roy, who considered the two girls gopis and himself their maidservant, engaged in their service by massaging their bodies with oil to cleanse them completely. Because Ramananda Roy always placed himself in the position of a maidservant of the gopis, his rehearsal with the girls was actually on the spiritual platform. Okay, so everybody's saying stuff here. So let's see. He says, let's get through this, I guess, before I get to your comments. Because there was no question of personal sense gratification when Ramananda Roy was serving the girls, his mind was steady and his body untransformed. This is not to be imitated, nor is such a mentality possible for anyone but Sri Ramananda Roy. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will explain, the example of Sri Ramananda Roy is certainly unique. The author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita has given this description because in perfect devotional service, one can attain such a position. So what he's saying is, when you become perfect in self-realized, you can rub on little girls and not be affected. You cannot be affected. The example of Srila Ramananda Roy is certainly unique. The author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita has given this description because in perfect devotional service, one can attain such a position. So if you meditate really hard, you can become a pedophile. What else am I supposed to think? If you meditate really hard and you chant your rounds and you follow, you can rub on little girls and pretend like you're not affected by it. He says, nevertheless, one must understand this subject very seriously and never attempt to imitate such activities. Well, but I don't know. You just said that in perfect devotional, so I'm supposed to perfect myself. Aren't I supposed to perfect myself? I mean, is the perfection of devotional service becoming a pedophile? Is that what it says here? I mean, I don't know. Somebody, can we get a second opinion here? Can we get? Well, yeah. Most people remain unchanged when taking care of children. Why are you writing this as if something should have changed? Is that your normal Prabhupada? Well, because Prabhupada knows that 11-year-old girls and 12-year-old girls get married. And he's saying that these are grown. These aren't just. These are little girls. These are little girls, man. Ezra Barreto, he identified himself as a female. Okay, well that's what I was getting at. Is he? I don't know. Is that what he's saying? Is he? Did he really? Was he really? That's what he's saying. He's saying he thinks of himself as a Manjari. He's already in Gopi Bhava. He's in Gopi Bhava in this lifetime. He's already in his self-realized form as a maidservant of Srimati Radharani. And he considered these two little girls as gopis. So it's what he says right here. That's what it says right here. Because Ramananda Roy always placed himself in the position of a maidservant of the gopis, his rehearsal with the girls was actually on the spiritual platform. Yeah, and that's so trans. Man, I don't know. You tell me. You can be trans without being a creepy person. Yes, you can. And I wasn't implying that trans people are creepy. That's not what I was trying to say. I wasn't trying to say that. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm saying that this guy is creepy. I'm saying that he could have been trans, or he could have been a creepy old man. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, lots of hoops to say bro is a creep. You're saying I'm going through a lot of hoops to say he's a creep? Or Chaitanya Charitamrita's going through a lot of hoops to go. I've helped my sibling take a bath when they were younger, never had any reaction. I also wasn't a creep. And at most, my role was to apply the hair with a stranger going beyond applying a hair repair method when they're fully clothed is crazy, disgusting. Hey, Queen of Karma, how you doing, man? Great to see you. Great to see you today. I'm actually giving a class. I'm explaining their disgusting scriptures to them so they can see how disgusting their scriptures are. And I'm explaining that this guy, he's groping on these little girls in the scriptures. And they're explaining it that he... No, I know that's not what I'm saying. Even if he's trans, he's still a creep. He's going through a lot of hoops to justify. Yes. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought you were saying, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Yeah, they're going through, these scriptures are going through a lot of hoops to justify this guy rubbing his hands all over these little girls. Okay, he's rubbing his hands on these little girls, and they're trying to explain it, that like if he's... So basically what he's saying, the author of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this description because in perfect devotional service, one can attain such a position, which he's saying that once you become self-realized, you can rub on little girls and it's okay. Yeah, it's very true, Mike. I mentioned that in one of my articles as well. Yeah. Well, yeah, and I'm showing it in the scriptures where it's in their scriptures. They have a story where this guy was supposedly so spiritually advanced, he could rub on these little naked girls and touch them. And they're explaining it away. So, yeah, absolutely. And here it is, another one. Here's the next verse. The next verse. The greatness of the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is exceedingly difficult to understand. Yeah, we can't understand how this guy's a pedophile. I think it's pretty easy to understand. I think it's pretty easy to understand. They want to say that it's difficult. They want to say, no, you don't get it. Sri Ramananda Roy is unique. He's special. He's unique. For he showed how one can extend his ecstatic love to the extreme limit. He can take it to the next level. And you ordinary people like Mike and Queen of Karma and Kooky Falcon and everybody else, You guys don't get it. And Mike's an offender. Mike's actually he's offensive. He's an operati. He hates Krishna. He hates Hindus. All of these things. They want to say all of those things because I'm saying that this guy Ramananda Roy was groping on these little girls. And Prabhupada says that when you reach the topmost level, right, it says right here, the greatness of the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is exceedingly difficult to understand. We can't understand how he can grope on these little girls. We just can't. And for you, Mike, to sit there and talk shit about it is offensive. And you're going to the deepest regions of hell. The Yamadutas are going to come and they're going to drag you away, and you're going to end up in Patala Loka and all these other, you're going to space travel. You're going to space travel to a hellish planet, and you're going to take a body, a demon body, and you're going to suffer all these weird things that they believe. All because I'm saying that this guy, and it's not just in the scripture. I'm saying that these scriptures lead to this guy rubbing on these little girls. Whoops, there I am. Wait, there's me. Where's the guy rubbing on the little girl? There he is. Let's watch this again. You got like two little boys there that he could be touching and sitting on his lap. No, he's got the little girl, the little tiny girl, and he's stroking her hair and looking at her. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She does not look happy. She does not look happy. And he's touching her head, and he's a creepy old man, and he thinks he's Ramananda Roy, that he's so spiritually advanced that he can do this in front of all these people, in front of all these women.
See, one thing I have to...
women that are standing around, one in the back, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mom is sitting right there. Another lady over here. They don't care that this guy's being a total perv. They don't care this guy's being a total perv. They're okay with it. They're okay with it. Not that my devotees are so great because they trust and believe in me. You got to flatter the Lord, like I said in the other one. He doesn't hear that. He doesn't hear that enough. You got to flatter him and tell him that he's the supreme personality of Godhead, and you're the most merciful of all the three worlds, and this, that, in the ocean of mercy. You have to flatter him up if you ever want to talk to him or ever say. You just like the first 10 minutes of whatever you have to say is just offering prayers and bowing, and just you got to really flatter him and tell him just how great he is, because he just can't hear that enough. The Supreme Personality of Godhead just cannot hear how awesome he is enough. So you have to remind him every 5 seconds. You got to tell him just how great he is, because there's just nothing he does. There's nothing he likes better than hearing how friggin' awesome he is. So let's see what it says here. Translation: Ramananda Roy directed the two girls how to dance and express the deep meaning of his songs through dramatic performances. He's teaching them how to sing and dance. He taught them how to express the symptoms of continuous, natural, and transitional ecstasies with the movements of their faces, their eyes, and the other parts of their bodies. I don't know, this guy just can't get enough. This guy cannot get enough of these little girls. And I'm sorry, I'm calling it like I see it. And I was in this cult for 20 years. I've read this book many times. When I was chanting, when I was doing, you can't say anything about me like, oh, Mike, you don't know what you're talking about. I absolutely know what I'm talking about. I'm more qualified to talk about this than anybody because I know it from the inside and from the outside. I ain't pulling no punches with it either. I ain't. He says he taught them how to express the symptoms of continuous natural transitional ecstasies with the movement of their faces, eyes, and other parts of their bodies. I mean, just picture that. Just picture that. Picture this dirty old man with these two little girls. Okay, I don't want to picture that. Okay, I'm sorry. Forget what I just said. Erase that thought from your mind. I don't want to go to I don't want to go to jail. Through the feminine poses and dances they were taught by Ramananda Roy, the two girls precisely exhibited all these expressions of ecstasy before Jagannath. I guess they were acting like hot lips and I don't know what's going on. Prabhupada is not giving too many purports in this, so all of this stuff is pretty much self-explanatory. What did you say? Not the my devotee is so great. Yeah. To trust in that line, yeah. And then fake human with the with the rolling of the eyes. I know. Then Ramananda Roy fed the two girls sumptuous prasadam and sent them to their homes unexposed. So evidently he was doing all this with them naked, and then he fed them, and then they put their clothes on and went home. I mean, I don't understand it. Is that I'm not trying to read that into it, but is that what it says? Did I just read that correctly? Then Ramananda Roy fed the two girls sumptuous prasadam and sent them to their homes unexposed. So they were exposed. I don't know. Were they exposed up until this time? Like all that other time, they were naked, right? He gave them a bath. Oh my God, I can't believe this. I don't even know if I should be repeating this on YouTube because I could get a strike. I don't know. It said earlier that he bathed their bodies and gave them a bath and rubbed oil on them. And then he taught them these dances and everything, right? He showed, and then he with their faces, he was doing the whole thing with the dancing, with the whole thing, and then it says, then Ramananda Roy fed the two girls. So if it's in chronological, I mean, if he's saying this in chronological order, then then Ramananda Roy fed the two girls sumptuous prasadam and sent them to their homes unexposed. So if it was in chronological order, it seems, I'm not sure. I think let me get some second opinions here, okay? I think here they are referencing Kuchipudi or Bharatanatyam. Yeah, he wrote his own play for Lord Jagannath. So he wrote the songs and he wrote the dance, he wrote everything. And he's teaching it to them so they can perform it in front of in front of the Jagannath. So yeah, that's exactly what they're talking about. But he wrote it for them. He wrote it for them. It kind of sounds like a whole thing going on. Hey, I'll write this play for these little girls, and then I'll give them a bath, and then I'll rub them all over and then I'll feed them, and then I'll send them home. Yeah, I don't know. So unexposed, as if they weren't seen by others on the way home. Okay, so why did they have to go home? I understand what you're saying. But we know they were naked earlier. That's why I'm in my mind, I'm saying, okay, but why does he have to send them home unexposed? I don't understand that. I don't understand why no one should see them, because the guy, Pradyumna Misra, knew what he was doing, because he told the other guy that this is what he was doing. So everybody knows that he's doing this. And he took them to a solitary place, so he was hiding them. He wasn't doing this like out in front of his house. He had them back in the back. So yeah, I don't know. It's there's no purport, so we don't know what Prabhupada has to say about that. So it was true, right? I wasn't sure. He did get arrested. What happened? Yes. I saw it on Facebook. Everyone's talking about it on Facebook. He did get arrested. He did get arrested for some document thing. Maybe they'll let him out. I don't know. I don't know how the justice system goes in Russia. They got him like on a technicality. It's not like they got him for. But we'll see. I don't know. To me, it sounds like they're going to let him go. Probably, maybe kick him out of the country. But it doesn't sound. It doesn't sound too serious. But who knows? I know that. I know they're asking for prayers. Hey, I'm glad you're here, man. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. So he's like, hey, let me give you some of this good rice I got from Madhavi Devi. He's like, I got some of that good rice. So he gave him some of that good. He gave him some of that good rice. Some of that suicide rice. Yeah, he got arrested. He's in jail. Unseen is a more appropriate word, as in without being seen. So, unexposed kind of leads me to think that maybe I'm not 100% with you on that. Yeah, I'm not. Translation errors. I think. Let's see. It says nibrit, without being exposed. Both of them, without being exposed. So, he says without being exposed. So, probably he said, he's like, go, run, hurry up, get out of here. I'm kind of on you with that, maybe. Because they were naked earlier in the story. So if they were naked earlier in the story and he's a perv, I don't know. They could have been naked the whole time. He could have been having a little guru palooza himself there. I'm not going to rule that out. I'm just not going to rule it out. I know these people. And I'm not ruling that out. I'm not ruling it out. It's 50-50. 50-50. Like they went home and no one saw him. Go right. But either way, yeah, for sure. Either way, is disgusting. Absolutely, abso-fucking-lutely, it is. But we're not done. Let's see. So translation: every day he trained the two Devadas. So this was a day. He did this every day. All right, this wasn't a one-time thing. This was every day. How to dance. Who among the small living entities like you and me, their minds always absorbed in material sense gratification, like you and me, can understand the mentality of Sri Ramananda Roy? We absolutely can understand the mentality of Sri Ramananda Roy. We totally understand his mentality. Don't pull that shit on me. I ain't buying it. Okay, so purport by Sri Prabhupada. Ramananda Roy's service to the gopis for the satisfaction of Krishna is purely an affair of the spiritual world. Yeah, sure it is, Prabhupada. I ain't buying it. Unless one is fully situated in the spiritual atmosphere, then activities of Ramananda Roy are most difficult to understand. No, they're not difficult to understand. It's not difficult to understand. You know why? You know why it's not difficult to understand? Because I look at this. And I can understand this. He ain't no Ramananda Roy. It ain't no Ramananda Roy. Give me a friggin' break, man. It ain't no Ramananda Roy. Guy's a friggin' disgusting pedophile that hasn't pedophiled yet. He's in pre-ped. He's in pre-ped, and he's just waiting for his opportunity. He's just waiting for his opportunity, man, to pull the trigger. To pull the trigger. You're gonna tell me that I can't understand what's going on in this book. Hey, great! Thanks for joining. Great for joining. Have a great night. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe before you run off to bed. Yeah, he's got it marked on his calendar, man. He's like, okay, so we're on for Tuesday, right? We're on for Tuesday. He's man, he's got it. He's got it in his day runner. He's like, let me put that in my phone. I got 2 Davy Dassies on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Oh, man. Okay, translation. When the servant informed Ramananda Roy of Pradyumna Misra's arrival, Ramananda Roy immediately went to the assembly room, and he's like, oh, shit, someone's here. It's like Chris Hansen. It's like To Catch a Predator. Chris Hansen's there. He's like, oh, Ramananda Roy, how you doing? To catch a Ramananda Roy. Oh my God. To Catch a Predator. Wouldn't that be funny if he went in there, Ramananda Roy goes in there and it's Chris Hansen. And he's like, oh, what are you doing? You thought there was a Davy Dassi in here? You thought there was a Davy Dassi in here? What are you doing here, Prabhu? He offered his obeisances for Pradyumna Misra, and with all respect, and then with what great humility spoke as follows. He said, don't mind me and the 2 broads that I... He says, translation. Sir, you came here long ago, but no one informed me. Therefore, I have certainly become an offender at your lotus feet. Yeah, never mind what I was doing with the 2 girls. The fact that I'm a little late. That's the that's the offense. The offense isn't me like just rubbing. No offense. I was like rubbing the little girls, and I was like, hey. And then we had some naked prasadam, and then I snuck them out the back. Never mind. I'm not apologizing for that, but I was running a little late here, so please. I'm so sorry I offended you. I'm so sorry I offended you. I'm so sorry I offended your lotus feet because I was busy with those 2 girls, with the 2 naked Devadasis in the back. This is insanity. This is friggin' insanity, man. I knew it was going to be good, too. And he says, my entire home has been purified by your arrival. Kindly order me. What can I do for you? I am your servant. You know what? You can stop hanging around with those 2 little girls. You can stop hanging around with the Davy Dasis, okay? That's what you can do. It's really making us look bad. We don't know how to explain it to anybody. We have to keep telling them that, that it's on a spiritual level, and hey, who can understand the mind of Srimar Ramananda Roy? So, we're getting kind of tired of that, and they're not buying it. So if you could just ixnay on the David Dasi A's, okay? Just like, we gotta, can you knock it out with them? And that's kind of what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying with this guy. The same thing I'm saying with this guy, man. You gotta lay off the little girls, man. Let's watch this one again. You gotta lay off. You gotta lay off the little girls, dude. I mean, seriously.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
The next thing is going to be Shawshank Redemption, starring Indrayumna, starring Brian Tibbetts, and Shawshank Redemption. Escape from Alcatraz or something. You know, I don't know. I don't know what jail he's in, but I sure hope it's horrible. I mean, the guy. I mean, this guy, man. No, this guy, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. But should we spin the wheel of idiot and see who pops up for all you Hare Krishnas out there watching? Because the only one engaged right now is Easy Market and Fake Human, and I don't know who else is out there right now. But I got a bunch of you in here, and you're not saying anything. So we might as well spin the wheel before we leave, before we call it a day on our celebration of this Indrayumna Swami going to jail. Time for the wheel of idiot and get this going. Boom. Okay, it's the big fat wheel of idiots. And let's see, can I get in on this game here? Yeah, there I am. All right. Let me get over into my spot. Hey, wheel of idiot. Okay. We're going to give this thing a spin. Hey, put your money on your favorite guru idiot. I know who I got my money on. I'm pulling for Gora Haridas because I want to take a look at his insanity. I want to look at his insanity. There's nothing better than a Gora Haridas video, and hopefully, you know, with co-starring Hot Lips, because that's always great. So here we go. That's who I'm pulling for. I don't know who you're pulling for, but you know, pick an idiot, put your money down, and you can actually wager. I'm not the bank, but you can actually wager on this. You can bet some rounds. Okay, if your guru pops up, you don't have to do your rounds. You don't have to do your rounds for the day. You can skip your rounds if your guru pops up on the wheel of idiot. Okay, here we go. We're gonna give it a spin and we're gonna play the music and see what happens. Debunking Swami, hey! We actually one of our friends that comes into our chat, brother of one of our chatters, is a disciple of this very idiot. So maybe you're out there watching and you're afraid to speak up because your guru's an idiot. I don't know. But we've got Debunking Swami. Yay, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Let me find this joker and see what we can do with let me see what we can do here. How do I get, oh, here we go. I'm doubled up. Let me see if I can find this guy. Oh, come on. Okay, David. You can see I'm very professional here. This guy, he's got his own. Oh my! Look at that! I got to show you this. Oh.
Great questioning. Young persons.
I don't even have to play the video.
Trying to understand.
Plays on its own.
What is for real. They were sick of consumerism. they were sick of exploitation and oppression. The whole youth culture at that time was trying to get to a higher level. Predominantly, I was a student, a scholarship student at Yale University.
Oh, what?
But during those student years, I was trying to find what is the actual solution to all human problems.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Sure you
my
were.
academic advisors let me
You want me to
study
believe that?
whatever I wanted to, rather than they're forcing me into a particular pigeonhole. So I searched the university high and low
They're always on a search.
for anything
These
that
holy
would
men. They're just
make a
so
lasting
we're so it's-
cure for humanity.
We're so lucky that he was so inquisitive
Upon
and wanted to find the
graduating,
absolute truth. We just don't owe him enough that he
I
gave
came
up
to the
his
conclusion that
gave up
no
his
material
Yale.
solution.
What an
would
idiot that is.
suffice.
He's going to Yale.
A few months after graduating from Yale,
Oh, I guess he
I
graduated.
came upon a prime yoga text.
So there it is. So
Bhagavad
there it
Gita.
shows. There's another idiot that graduates from Yale and he doesn't know that there's no demon head eating the moon. He doesn't have the sense to figure that out. Not only that, but he doesn't have the sense to figure out all the racist stuff that Prabhupada says in his books. He can't figure that out either. That totally baffles him. He's so confused when Prabhupada's talking about the Negroes and how we have to claim them and we can put them to work, and these some Negroes are good Negroes and the Negroes are simple and they're third class, and you Americans freedom, you freed these Africans, these blacks, these Negroes. You Americans you guys had a handle on the problem and you freed them. And now you're giving them civil rights. You're giving them even more rights. The problem is like, what the hell are you guys doing? And this guy who went to Yale, this guy went to Yale and he can't figure that out. He can't figure that out. He just can't figure it out, man. He's just like, he is so confused. Look at him, he's giving his classes. He's like, yeah, Prabhupada this and Prabhupada that. Prabhupada said that you were ugly and stupid and belong in the jungle. That's what Prabhupada says. You want to give a class about all these other things that Prabhupada said. How about giving a class on how Prabhupada said that the Negroes belong in the jungle and never should have been given freedom? And how if you build a library, the Negroes will just come for drinking and sex. Do you agree with that when Prabhupada says that, Mr. Devamrita Swami? Do you agree that Africans, or Negroes, I should say Negroes, African Americans, are simple and ugly, belong in the jungles, should never have been given freedom, always causing a disturbance? First class car, third class Negro sitting in the car. These are the statements of your Guru Maharaj that you love so much and you think he's going to save the world? And you went to Yale? And you're telling me that you graduated Yale? You're as fucking stupid as Indrayumna. You go to one of the best schools in the world and you can't figure out that there's no demon head eating the moon? The hell were you doing at Yale? The fuck were you doing at Yale? What the fuck were you doing at Yale? You got a degree in I don't know what, and you end up in this stupid cult for friggin' 50, 60 years. And you're gonna sit there and try and tell me something? When you're the Yale graduate that dedicated his life to selling books selling books out of a shopping cart in Costco parking lot, and that's your claim to fame, is that you sold a bunch of books? And you can teach people how to sell books and go sell these books. You have an army of booksellers? And I'm supposed to think that you're some holy man? You're a holy man? No, fake human. You're the best. Look at this. Look at this. He wants you to think that he's some educated guy. Come on, man. You believe a demon head is eating the moon during an eclipse. You believe the world is flat, sitting on 4 elephants floating out in space that are standing on a turtle or something. And you got this big temple showing how that's exactly what it is. That is like how the universe is according to your friggin' books and shit. And you went to Yale, and you're gonna sit there and tell me you want to impress me and tell me you graduated Yale, and that's supposed to impress me while you sit there and tell me you want me to believe that there's a demon head, invisible demon head eating the moon. The demon head's invisible and you can't see it. But the moon, the heavenly planet, the moon I can see that, but I can't see the invisible demon head that's eating it. And you want me to just believe it because some old Indian pedophile who had sex with his 11-year-old wife when he was 22 years old and wrote some crazy books that he says are going to be the law books for the next 10,000 years, like some mental patient. My books are going to be the law books. And because he says this stuff, I'm supposed to believe it while you went to Yale and can't figure out that they're not. The insanity of these people. And that's why it's a wheel of idiot. It's a wheel of idiot. It is absolutely insane.
This bomb was like a firecracker compared to what's available today. So this bomb only killed immediately 70,000 persons only. Did you know a nuclear submarine today carries enough nuclear destruction power that equals 21 times what...
He thinks, he's got to be, I got to say this, he's got to be the stupidest person in the world if he thinks anyone is going to sit there and listen to him lecture about nuclear submarines or anything at all, because he went to Yale and yet he believes in these mythological bedtime stories and invisible demon heads eating the moon and Krishna throwing cows up into trees and ripping birds open with his... He wants me to believe all this stuff, and flying monkeys with mountains in their hands. And he's going to sit there and talk about, a nuclear submarine carries enough. You think I'm going to listen to anything you get? You could tell me that the sky is blue, and I would doubt it coming from you. Seriously, he could say the sky is blue, and I would have to look to make sure, because coming from him, I would be like, dude, you went to Yale, and you freaking barely know how to tie your shoes. And you want me to believe that anything that you say, anything that comes out of your mouth, I got to question it 100%. 100%. You can't tell me you went to Yale, that you graduated Yale, and you think that the goal of life, and you're like some philosopher, you've been seeking the truth since you were in whatever, college or whatever. You got your degree in whatever. You're on this journey to seek the truth. And you're going to try and tell me that the ultimate goal of life is to push a shopping cart full of books around a Costco parking lot so I can space travel to friggin' another planet and take the body of an 11-year-old girl so I can have sex with God. That's what you learned. That's what Yale, you're going to blame that on Yale? Yale's like, hey, I don't have anything to do with this guy. Yeah, he went to our school, but honestly, we don't know how. We don't know. We apologize. Okay, we don't usually give out diplomas and degrees for people who, But hey, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Things happen. We apologize. We sincerely apologize. He's going to tell me pushing a shopping cart around a parking lot full of Prabhupada's books is somehow A, saving the world, B, spiritual, 3, the goal of life that's going to get me to space travel to another planet where I'm going to take the body of an 11-year-old girl. That's what these freaks believe. That's what these freaks believe. They're going to space travel to another planet. They're going to burst through the coverings of the universe. The air, fire, water, earth, water, fire, air, ether, and they're going to bust through, and then they're going to be into the spiritual world, and they're going to be flying, and they're going to be flying through there, and they're going to land on Goloka Vrindavan. And when they land on Goloka Vrindavan, there's going to be this whole. I know how it is. I'm like, if you want to compare it to Scientology, I'm on the other side of the bridge. Okay, I'm OT, whatever. So when you land on Goloka Vrindavan, you don't just beam on and now you're whatever. No, you enter in like it's Star Wars. There's a procession, and Radha and Krishna are at the end, and you walk down this procession, and the horns are playing, and the music, and the drums, and the chingy chings, and everyone's there. The demigods are there, and I guess Lord Chaitanya's there doing his thing. The Panchatattva's there, and they're dancing. The Six Ghost Swan, everybody's there. Oh, that reminds me. So I brought up the point that, and that's how you space travel to Goloka Vrindavan, and you become an 11-year-old girl, and you get to have sex with Krishna, okay? And so I brought up the point that Chaitanya does not have his own planet, and I said, does anybody know about Chaitanya's planet? And I explained how Goloka Vrindavan is split in two, and half of Goloka Vrindavan is Krishna's pastimes, and the other half of Goloka Vrindavan is Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. And a few of you were like, I know Rafal was like, I never heard of that, and so I was trying to explain. I know it's a little. If no one's ever explained it to you, I know it's a little confusing, and that is why Mike is here to explain it to you. So, and I just wanted to show, because I know a lot of you didn't understand and were confused, and maybe some of you watching, have come to understand the truth. Come to understand. I don't know. But let me see what I can do about. Let me see if I can. Oh, it's really small. Let me see if I can get this big somehow. I guess not. Maybe. So some of you will remember this photo from your time in the Krishnas, and you're going to say, "Oh yeah, I know that picture. I know that picture." And this is actually a depiction of what Goloka Vrindavan is like, and you're going to say, "Oh, Mike, now I understand what you're saying." So there it is. So this is a painting. This is a painting that a lot of you have seen in the books and everything, and you can see where they make the comparison to Lord Chaitanya in the mood of Radharani, and she's offering to Krishna. Krishna's playing the flute, and then you can see the devotees are playing the music there down below. So the top part is the Krishna pastimes on half of Goloka Vrindavan. Half of Goloka Vrindavan is like this painting, where half of it is Radha and Krishna are doing their thing, and then the bottom part is the other half of Goloka Vrindavan, where Lord Chaitanya and his associates and his pastimes are happening. And you can see how Radharani is down there offering a flower garland, and Lord Chaitanya is wearing the flower garland, and he's also kind of in that same pose, so to speak. And then you can see how the woman behind him is playing, the gopi behind him is playing this instrument, and she's got the thing on her head. And then you can see down here, he's got the stick in his hand, so he's kind of like that woman. And then he's playing an instrument. He's got his hands over his head like she is. So it's pretty much, they're trying to show you how one and the other are the same. So just like so just like we were saying, we were joking around 50-50 tattva and whatnot. That's the explanation. And so I just wanted to show you. So that's basically it. So Chaitanya does not have his own planet. There is no Chaitanya Loka. And because he is an incarnation of Krishna, he does exist eternally. His pastimes are existing eternally on every planet, somewhere. They happened on this planet 500 years ago, and now they're happening somewhere else on another planet, and then they keep moving around from planet to planet. And he's descending from Goloka Vrindavan, where his pastimes are happening eternally, alongside Radha and Krishna's pastimes. So that's my Chaitanya Charitamrita class for today. I hope you all learned something today. As you can see, I'm not just some guy. I'm not just some guy. They all want to say, "Oh, Mike, what does Mike know?" He's not. What does Mike know? No, Mike doesn't know. Mike knows a lot, man. Mike knows his shit. I may have forgotten a lot of stuff, and I didn't memorize a lot of verses and stuff, but I know my shit. I know my shit. So yeah, I know my bedtime stories. Okay, I know my shit, and I don't know everything. I'm no guru or Maharaj or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. And Queen of Karma, good to see you. I'm so glad you stopped by. Fake Human, it's always great to have you here. Fake Human, I don't know what it would be like without you. I had an amazing interview with a survivor of this cult last week. She was fucking awesome. If anyone else wants to come on, reach out. You too, Mike, you can come on. I'll come on sometime, absolutely. I'll let everyone else go before me. Anyone else who wants to do before me, because I have my channel and I'm doing my story, so I'm already out and open. So those that aren't out in the open, they can do their thing with you. I'll definitely come on and talk with you, because I think that'll be good exposure for my channel and to get out to other people. So I'll definitely do that. I love talking with you, and I love getting being all a big group community of anti-cult and work together. So definitely I'll do that. Yeah, it's and I'm glad you talked to someone and you got to have a great interview. You got to hear it had nothing to do with me. I don't know them, because a lot of people, they think like they don't trust us. They don't trust Mike. They think Mike's got some agenda or something, and that Queen of Karma's got some agenda and she's doing her thing. And, Fake Human and this guy and that guy, and they don't understand what it's like. And so people would think, oh, Mike put them up to it, or Mike sent them over. No, Mike don't do anything. And I just want to, because that's how it is. That's how it is with cults. They want to. Oh my goodness, they want to just tie everything to everybody, and it's well, you know how it is. But yeah, I'm glad you did that. I'm glad that happened, and I'm looking forward to more. And I'm looking forward to your video, because I want to see it. I want to hear. I'm always up for hearing others' experiences and knowing and learning and growing and understanding. I'm all for that. And Fake Human, yes, rocket, man, rocket. It's space travel, man. I don't know, but devotees don't get into a rocket. We just fly like Superman. We just go off like Superman or Iron Man or whatever, and we're woo. And I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Maybe, I don't know. Might be fun. So that's it for today. I just want to say I'm glad this guy's in jail. I'm so glad he's in jail. I do think he's going to get out, and they're going to act like nothing ever happened, and he's just going to be mugshot Swami, or whatever. But he's really molester pod to me. He'll always be molester pod to me. The guy is a sick guy. Their teachings are sick. Chaitanya Charitamrita is teaching this stuff to these guys, whether it's they're consciously aware of it or they're subconsciously aware, subliminal. I couldn't tell you, but it's in their books. It's definitely in their books. So there's absolutely, man. We're gonna do woo. We're gonna woo off into space. It's gonna be like, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's a Hare Krishna. He's going to the spiritual world. So thanks everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe. Everybody, I am on Substack. My stuff's backed up. So if anything happens to my YouTube channel, you can go over to Substack and you can Sri Mukunda Speaks, and you can connect with me over there. And I'm also on the Reddit now. I'm annoying everybody. I'm annoying everybody on Reddit. Because I don't take any shit. I don't take any shit for these people. So I'm over there annoying people over there. And I'm annoying people everywhere. I'm just annoying people everywhere. But a couple people that I knew from LA are over there on Facebook where I was, and I know I annoyed them. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Hey, yeah. Hey, thank you. Have a great one too. Thank you for all you do. You do a great job. Everybody should go check out Queen of Karma if you haven't already. She's awesome. And thank you. And everybody, please have a great night, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are. Have some great luck. And please stay out of a cult. And if you're new to my channel, the closing credits has me when I was a Hare Krishna. So here you go. Here's me.